Hi, I'm Bruce Maples, publisher of Forward Kentucky, and today I want to talk about some ICE collaborators across our state. Now, you may be thinking, wait a minute, I didn't know ICE was in Kentucky. Well, yes, they are. But more concerning than that are the people who are helping them in some of their work. Specifically, certain law enforcement agencies are helping them to do their work. And it's concerning because the motivation is not necessarily about keeping us safe or even about dealing with undocumented immigrants. No, there's a different motivation. It's called the 287G program, so let's take a look at what's involved. There are three models of participation under the 287G program. The first is the jail enforcement model, which basically allows the law enforcement agency to find removable migrants after arrest. So you arrest somebody, and then if you suspect that they might be undocumented, you can ask about it, and if they are, then you can hand them over to ICE. The second one is the task force model, where the law enforcement officers are allowed to do certain things, limited things, but ICE has to be nearby, and they can do these during their routine police duties. The third one, and the most powerful one, is the warrant service officer. This allows ICE to actually train and certify these officers and then authorize them to serve and execute administrative warrants on immigrants in their jail. An administrative warrant is not the same as a warrant you've heard about from a judge. These are not signed by judges. They are signed by somebody within ICE, an administrator within ICE who says, here's your warrant to go get this person from the local law enforcement. So why do they do this? Well, it's very simple. It's about the money. So if somebody signs up, if a law enforcement agency signs up for the 287G program, this is what they get. DHS will give them back the full salary and benefits for each 287G trained officer. Full salary and benefits for each officer. In addition, DHS will cover overtime, up to 25% of that salary. Well, that's pretty good, but there's one more. Every officer who participates and shows, a strong level of participation, they will get $500 to $1,000 quarterly. So up to $4,000 a year for how well they participate. This is the details of the 287G program. So let's look at where in Kentucky we have law enforcement agencies taking part in this program. So here is a map of the state by county, because these are typically county level agreements. So let's run through them. By the way, these are in order of the time they signed up for it. So first was Grayson County, and this is all happening since, I think, March of 2025. So less than a year ago, these are all the ones that have signed up. Then there's Davis County, Oldham County. I really don't understand this one. This is the richest county in the state. Why they would need this money, I don't know, but they did. Then there's Bullitt County. You notice they're surrounding Jefferson County, because they assume that there will be more undocumented immigrants in Jefferson County. Then there's Kenton and Bracken. And then we move into West Kentucky with Lyon County signing up. And following them, Marshall said, well, I want some of that money too. So they signed up. And then Union County. And then in the middle of the state, Scott County. And then Lyon County back into the western part of the state. And then Clinton County right down there on the Tennessee border. Fulton County all the way out by the river. And followed immediately by Hickman County, again, who said, wait a minute, I don't want Fulton County getting all the money. We want some of it too. And then right along after them, Carlisle County. So now all along the Mississippi River, here are these counties participating with ICE. And then there is Montgomery County. and Powell County and Laurel County and Clark County and then McCracken County, Pendleton County. So you can see it's not all the major cities, but it's often around some of the major cities. So here are the counties that have signed up with ICE to collaborate with ICE across our state. But wait, there's one more. Here is Heritage Creek. It's a very small 6th-class city within Jefferson County. Why they needed to sign up, I have no idea. They only have 1,000 residents. But hey, they're one of the 287G collaborators across Kentucky. So what can we make of all this? Well, apparently, the money that was given to ICE through the One Big Beautiful Bill Act is such that they can just spend it all across the place. And of course, they're trying to hire, thousands of new people. But in the meantime, we've got our local law enforcement agencies who, instead of working to keep us safe, are working to help ICE arrest and haul away our neighbors. So, yeah, I'm not too pleased about this. I bet you're not either. And I thought it was important that we identify which counties are doing it. If you're in one of these counties, you might want to contact your local law enforcement or your local county judge executive or whomever is in charge in your county and say, do we really want to be doing this? We've been watching what's happening in other states. Do we really want to be part of this? So do that, and let's see if we can slow this process down a little bit and let people know ICE doesn't need our help. They're already doing enough bad stuff on their own.